Well, a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome into Wildcats Gym. I'm Don Julian here, and we've got Lady Cat soccer. And no, we don't. We've got Lady Cats volleyball. My goodness, I can't believe I said that. But Lady Cats volleyball tonight, and it's scheduled to be a double dip here, a double header, as the Lady Cats will be, first of all, playing Pleasant Grove. The Hawks are here. And after that, Nevada Community. So a double header here. And practice is just now wrapped up. That horn will clear the floor here as both teams will head into the huddles for final instructions, as it's Justin Manus and the Lady Cats volleyball team with a record of 23-6. And Pleasant Grove, and if you can trust Max Preps, and I guess we'll have to tonight, and I did not ask the coach the record, but they are 13-11 according to the stats in Max Preps. Their roster was pretty good. I went over and checked with Coach Amy Colvins, and she is the head coach of the Hawks, of the Lady Hawks. Said she didn't care what we called them as long as we called them. I told her that we would call them something. So we are just about ready here. Final instructions to the teams, and the official that's up in the Eagle's Nest is making the climb there, and the other official across the way down on the floor. And then it looks like a couple of members of the freshman team. I see Addison Cadell is one of them, and unfortunately I do not know the other one's name, but they're doing the red flags along the sidelines, helping out the officiating crew. And the Lady Cats led by homecoming queen Sadie Stroud. You're doing the low fives underneath the net as we get ready to start this one. Both teams very similar fashion, kind of circling, and some of these pregame rituals going on that teams do. You might see the Lady Cats come out of theirs and do a backward roll or something. If you ever come up and catch a game, right now they're just hollering, and that's all you're going to get tonight. Let's see who we have starting for the Lady Cats. I see Autumn Tanton, also Maddie Vickery, and Abby Bayer. Lexi Wisenhunt and Taylor McElfresh, and Sadie Washburn was in, but she just checked out so that Sadie Stroud could check in as the libero. And Lexi will be the first server here for the match. As we get ready to get underway, about 3 minutes late here. As soon as the officials are ready, and now they are ready, and here's going to be Lexi's serve to get us underway here. It's a good one. Second hit by the Hawks, and over but across the back line, and the Lady Cats up 1-0. So another serve coming from Wisenhunt. Lexi does a lot for the Lady Cats. Over with the serve. Up near the net and blocked by the Lady Cats. And now Autumn Tanton tips it high in the air. Wisenhunt and over by Maddie Vickery. The Hawks set up the net, blocked by the Lady Cats. And they're asking the flag helper there, and she said it was good. 2-0 Lady Cats lead. Other officials did not get a good look at it. Here's Lexi's serve, this one into the net. And the Lady Cats lead 2-1, and serve will now go to the Pleasant Grove Lady Hawks. Serving for them now is Macy Adams. She's a senior. And her serve across it by Stroud. Wisenhunt sets up Autumn Tanton. Oh my, that was a big time kill by Autumn Tanton. It seemed like if the Lady Cats get a chance, they try to let Autumn finish the first one. Serve for Sadie Stroud. And the Lady Hawks push it over, and Autumn Tanton hammers it back. Hawks return it. Blocked by the Lady Cats. They keep it alive, and Stroud gets it over. Lady Hawks will set up the net. They push it over, but there's not. I think she got under the net, perhaps. No, it's See, this is going to be a violation against the Lady Cats. So now a serve now for Pleasant Grove. McElfresh, and over it goes Vickery, but it went out of bounds. Just missed, and we're tied at 3. This is a 4A program, but a good one. There's the serve over the net. Nice dig there by Sadie Washburn. Tanton pushes it across. They set up the net, blocked by the Lady Cats. They got it back across. Vickery pops it up, set up to the net to Sadie Washburn, and she pushed it over the back line. And Pleasant Grove takes their first lead since the Lady Cats led 2-0 and have had the lead since. But Pleasant Grove now with their first lead at 4-3. And some kind of wear, something good wear. Anyway, we'll tell you about that later. Here's the over by Autumn Tanton. And Pleasant Grove sets up the net, went off Sadie Stroud, almost went into the basket, hit off the glass. It's way back there, and Pleasant Grove leading 5-3. Something that Sadie Washburn was wearing, the officials made her get rid of that, so she gave it to somebody over at the bench. Here Pleasant Grove serve, and that one was not a good one. That one went wide. Sydney Hopkins, the libero, and the Lady Cats are down now just 5-4 with Autumn Tanton serving. Autumn serve up near the net. Oh, the Lady Cats backed off of it. It just cleared the net, and they all kind of looked at it. And so Pleasant Grove with a 6-4 lead. And I believe this is Katie Ferguson now serving. She gets it over, hit by Sadie Washburn, set up to Sydney Washburn, and she had a good finish. Nice finish. It wasn't hit particularly hard, but it was hit in a very good spot. So Lady Cats down by 1, again 6-5, and here's Maddie Millsap to serve. Maddie was also in the homecoming court, so congratulations to her. Her serve. Ball up near the net and hit wide unless there was a deflection. The officials say no, and we're tied at 6. Another serve coming from Maddie Millsap. With all the jumping servers, she serves from ground floor there. And hammers it across. Set up toward the net, and over it goes. Hit by Stroud. High in the air, Wisenhunt. Oh, and Sydney Washburn had a badly timed jump there. She was actually almost back down to the floor by the time she hit it, so it went right into the net. So kind of a mistiming there. And Pleasant Grove leads 7-6. This serve good, hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt sets up Sadie Washburn, and that was a two-hitter on Wisenhunt. Not a clean hit, and Pleasant Grove is up 8-6 here in set 1. Another serve on the way, hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt flings it over. The Hawks return it. Tanton pops it up. Wisenhunt sets up Sydney Washburn. Hawks return it. Set up to the net for the Lady Cats, and we had a two-hit again on the Lady Cats. Obviously sticklers here for that. They're going to have to be careful. Pleasant Grove leads 9-6. And a serve over, but wide. Went right in front of the Lady Cats bench. The Lady Cats are now down by 2, 9-7. And back to serve is Sadie Washburn. Sadie's serve on the way is a good one. And the Hawks set up near the net. Good dig by Millsap. Wisenhunt sets it back to Autumn Tanton. She hammered it over, but the Lady Hawks keep it alive, and they got it back across. Sydney Washburn gives it over to Wisenhunt, who sends it to Abby Bayer. The Hawks keep it alive and return it. Good dig by Tanton. Wisenhunt pushes it back to Tanton, who got a kill from her knees. Oh, my. You'll want to see that one on Doug's video. My goodness. A successful kill with Autumn Tanton down on her knees down there. She hit it into the net, and it flopped over. Sadie Washburn with a serve. Lady Hawks set up the net. It was blocked by the Lady Cats, but stayed on their side. And Pleasant Grove has a 10-8 lead now. And they'll have a server checking in now to serve. And this will be Ella Nichols. She's just a sophomore from this Texarkana school, Pleasant Grove. There's a dig by Millsap. Wisenhunt sets it up. Abby Bayer tosses it over, and she hit a real good spot right in the corner. And the Lady Cats are down by 1 now, 10-9. And checking in to serve is Taylor McElfresh. Taylor in her first year on the varsity. And serve on the way. Lady Hawks second hit and over. Stroud high in the air and pushed over by Autumn Tanton. Lady Hawks will return it. Good dig, Abby Bayer. Wisenhunt wanted to try to get it over and didn't get much of it, and it left it short. So it ended up in the net. And Pleasant Grove leading 11-9. New server now. This is Maddie Morris. Popped up by Stroud. Wisenhunt pops it up, but it went all the way across. Well, it was out of bounds and went all the way across to the other side without crossing the net, so that was no good. And Pleasant Grove leading 12-9 here in set 1. It's over. Hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt sets up Tanton. She just got it across the net. She hit it hard. The net took most of the sting out of it, but that ball was flopping around like a snake going over there, and a good point for Autumn Tanton. And Wisenhunt now serving. Lady Cats trailing 12-10. Lady Hawks will set up the net. Blocked by the Lady Cats. And a good point by the Lady Cats. I think it was Autumn Tanton or perhaps Maddie Vickery. Lady Cats down by 1, 12-11. Wisenhunt to serve again. Got it across. Second Lady Hawk shot. The third one goes over. Hit by McElfresh high in the air. Set up to the net, Maddie Vickery, and she hammered it over. It went into Lady Hawks and stayed on their side. We're tied at 12. Last tie we've had since 6-6. Lady Cats generally playing from behind, but they got back to 12. Set up to the net. Good block by the Lady Cats. Again, either Tanton or Vickery. Lady Cats leading 13-12. Wisenhunt with another serve coming. She's had 3 in a row. Lexi's next serve, a good one. It's going backwards for the Lady Hawks. They'll have to get this one back across. They do. Tanton pushed it back across. She knew there was a big hole over there, and she couldn't wait to shove that ball into it. And the Lady Cats leading 14-12. Timeout is taken by Pleasant Grove's coach, Amy Colvins. We're in set 1, the Lady Cats leading Pleasant Grove by the score of 14-12. And we'll take a break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. And the Lady Hawks breaking out of the huddle. Lady Cats leading 14-12 as we're getting ready to get back to play here in set number 1. And when we left, Lexi Wisenhunt had been serving, and now she does again. Lady Hawks will set it up to the net. Blocked by the Lady Cats. Wisenhunt keeps it alive. Stroud pops it up. Abby Bayer got it across. Lady Hawks set up the net. Back across by Vickery with a fist. And then a good point for the Lady Hawks as they hit it off one of the Lady Cats, and it stayed on their side. Lady Cats still leading 14-13. Back to serve now is Macy Adams for Pleasant Grove. Her jump serve is dug and then put across by Wisenhunt. But once again, the stickler up there in the Eagles' nest did not like that hit by Lexi. And we're tied at 14. Serve to the Pleasant Grove Lady Hawks. Over, hit by McElfresh. Wisenhunt sets it up to Autumn Tanton. She hammers it. Pleasant Grove almost kept it alive, but that was another one of those that crossed the court without going over the net. Because it went out of bounds, it did that. 15-14, Lady Cats leading. Serve for Sadie Stroud. And Pleasant Grove gets it back across. Vickery high in the air. It's set up to Sadie Washburn. Her shot blocked, keeps it alive. Actually went back across, and Pleasant Grove keeps it alive now and pushes it back across. Stroud sets up Wisenhunt over to Maddie Vickery. And she hammered it and got an illegal hit out of, or a violation against the Lady Hawks. Lady Cats up 16-14. And Stroud, Her Royal Highness, with another serve coming up. It's a good one. She would hate that, I think. You would call her that. Good dig by Sadie. High in the air, and Sydney Washburn gets it over. And Lady Hawks with a good block by the Lady Cats. Again, either Tanton or Vickery. And Maddie went over and kind of congratulated Autumn. I think she got that solo. 17-14, Lady Cats up, and Sadie Stroud with a serve. The Lady Hawks set it up. High in the air, Wisenhunt. Popped up Stroud and over by Vickery. Lady Hawks again set up the net and push it over, and it went out of bounds. I think somebody was in the net. One of the Lady Hawks almost got tangled up in the net. 18-14, and here's Sadie Stroud serve. And it's an ace. Young lady dived to try to dig it off the floor, and I think came up and caught her on the side of the face. 19-14. Sadie Stroud with another serve, and she's had about 5 in a row. Gets it across. Sets up the net. Stroud hits it. Wisenhunt sets up Tanton. Her shot blocked. Beautiful block there by Harley O'Neill. And it's 19-15, Lady Cats lead. And serving the libero now for the Lady Hawks. Hit by Sadie Washburn. Set up to Autumn Tanton, who feathered it over. Lady Hawks keep it alive, return it. But we have a hitting violation, or a violation on the Lady Hawks. And Lady Cats leading 20-15. Timeout taken on the court by Amy Colvins of Pleasant Grove. And timeout here in set 1. Lady Cats leading 20-15. We'll take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. And Lady Hawks back out of the huddle. The Lady Cats have been out there for a while waiting. And Autumn Tanton will do the serving. If you come into the gym, you'll see all these nice 12 pictures of all the Lady Cats. I think Isabel Reyna did those. Very nice job by Isabel. Here's a serve by Autumn Tanton. There's the second hit, and it was feathered over, but a 2-hit violation against the Lady Hawks. Lady Cats lead 21-15. And Autumn Tanton back to serve again. Autumn, into the net. That one never got off the ground much. They didn't get high enough to get over the net, I'll say that. 21-16. And now serving is Katie Ferguson by the Lady Hawks. Gets it over. Hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt pops it over to Sadie Washburn. Lady Hawks keep it alive. And they hit it. It deflected off Lady Cats and went out of bounds. So the Lady Hawks are back to within 4 now, 21-17. And Katie Ferguson, the sophomore, with another serve coming. Hit across. Hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt sets it up, Maddie Vickery. And the Lady Hawks keep it alive and return it. Hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt sets it up to Sadie Washburn. She hammered it across. Oh, a nice effort. Lady Hawks will not return it, but what a strong effort there by their libero, Sydney Hopkins. Lady Cats leading by 5 now, 22-17. And Maddie Millsap is in to serve. Maddie, the lefty, gets it across. Second hit, and over it goes, hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt sets up Sydney Washburn. Lady Hawks up to the net. They hit it on the kill. Autumn Tanton tried to dig, but could not get enough of it to lift it up off the floor. Lady Cats up by 4, 22-18. Now serving is Grace Pickleman for the Lady Hawks. Serve, hit by Maddie Millsap. Wisenhunt pops it up to Autumn Tanton. She hit it across the back line. Hit it with a lot of enthusiasm, but it roared across the back line. Lady Cats lead down to 3. 22-19. Pickelman with another serve here. Gets it across. Autumn Tanton pops it up. Wisenhunt sets it up to Sadie Washburn. She hammered it and goes off of a Pleasant Grove player. I think they're libero. And point for the Lady Cats. It went sailing out of bounds. 23-19. And Sadie Washburn serving now. Young sophomore. Was there any other kind? They're setting up the net. And hit by the Lady Hawks. It went off of some of the Lady Cats, and they could not get it back. Nice effort by Abby Bayer. And the lead again down to 3 now at 23-20. And now serving is Ella Nichols for Pleasant Grove. And Nichols gets it over dug by the Lady Cats. Wisenhunt sets up to Abby Bayer. Oh, what a strong finish. And hit just inside the back line. Oh, Abby really ripped that one. Lady Cats leading 24-20. And Taylor McElfresh is back to try to wrap this thing, put a bow on it here in set 1. Lady Cats have set point at 24-20. McElfresh a good serve. Lady Hawks get it over. McElfresh pops it up. Popped up by Millsap and then over by Stroud. Lady Hawks will set up the net. Oh, and it went off Abby Bayer. Not much she could do but kind of avoid that so she didn't get clobbered. And the lead back down to 3 now at 24-21. And checking in to serve now is Macy Young, a sophomore. Well, they've got some kids on this team. They even have a couple of freshmen at least. Here's a serve hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt sets it up. Abby Bayer, her shot blocked. The Lady Cats keep it alive, but hit it too far. But they managed to survive that. They'll set it up again. Autumn Tanton, no, she tried to feather it over and left it short. Oh, we have a 2-point game now at 24-22. Autumn tried to feather that time and feathered it too soft. There's a serve, Pleasant Grove. Stroud pops it up to Autumn Tanton. She hammered that, but it's coming back. And Tanton hit it again. Lady Hawks will push it over, high into the air by Millsap. Wisenhunt sets it to Abby Bayer, and she hits it. They're trying to keep it alive. They could. Third shot would not go over. Nice effort by the Lady Hawks, but the Lady Cats will win set 1 by the score of 25-22. So Lady Cats 1 and Pleasant Grove 0 as we played set 1. Set 2 coming up, and we will start that one. Right after the teams have changed ends of the court, there's almost, I think there is a 3-minute break between sets. Sometimes they don't take all that, but we're getting ready for set 2 with the Lady Cats winning the first set by the score 25-22. So we'll be back with set number 2 right after this. Just about ready to get back going here. The break time is over. Teams have subbing in. Pleasant Grove just now subbing in their libero. He comes in to replace her teammate Harley O'Neill. And Lady Cats have Maddie Millsap, Sadie Stroud, Taylor McElfresh, Autumn Tanton, Lexi Wisenhunt, and Abby Bayer. Serve for Pleasant Grove, starting off will be Katie Ferguson. Lady Cats set up the net over to Autumn Tanton, and an illegal hit on the Lady Cats. Pleasant Grove leads here in set 2, 1-0. They'll have another serve from Katie Ferguson, again, just a sophomore. Ferguson serve, dug by Stroud, and over by Wisenhunt. Now the Lady Hawks set up the net, goes off of Millsap. Wisenhunt pops it up. Tanton with the left hand got it over. The Lady Hawks return it, hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt will set up the net to Abby Bayer, shot blocked. The Lady Cats keep it alive. Back to Abby Bayer. Oh, she hit that one low trajectory and into the net, and the Lady Hawks leading 2-0 to start set 2. Ferguson serve, hit by Millsap. Wisenhunt sets it up. Tanton blasts it. Lady Hawks keep it alive and, hit it into the net. Young lady with red hair, reminds me of Some of the stories my mama used to tell me, she was redheaded and said couldn't get away with anything. Who did it? That girl with the red hair. Lady Cats trail 2-1. Good serve by Lexi Wisenhunt. Lady Hawks got it over, but they hit it wide. Oh, they said it was in. Coach, I think Coach Manus was saying, I don't think so, but he will not win the argument. Pleasant Grove leading 3-1. And now serving is Grace Pickelman. Her jump serve. Hit by Sadie Stroud. Wisenhunt sets it up, popped over by Tanton. Lady Hawks set up the net. A whistle blew, though, and there was a double hit on Pleasant Grove's side. So they giveth and taketh away. They're not just calling it one-sided. They're sticklers for hitting that ball correctly. Lady Cats trail 3-2. Sadie Stroud serves. Ball set up to the net. Blocked by the Lady Cats. Pleasant Grove kept it alive. Got it over. Hit by McElfresh. Set up to the net to Maddie Vickery. And that looked good. Oh, they're going to... Young lady on the sideline said wide. I thought it was good. But she's looking right down that line, so we'll give her the benefit of the doubt there. And Pleasant Grove up 4-2. Back serving now is Ella Nichols. And Ella's serve on the way. Dug by McElfresh. Wisenhunt set it all the way back over the net. Lady Cats keep it alive, return it, and then Autumn Tanton feathered it over into an empty spot. Nice finish by Autumn. And the Lady Cats trail 4-3, and Autumn Tanton's back to serve. Here's Autumn's serve on the way. Lady Hawks set it up to the net, and over it goes. Good dig by Sadie Stroud, and they gave her, if they gave a double hit on that, they have no heart. That was one of the prettiest digs you'll ever see, but they apparently did not fit the rule book. 5-3, there's the serve by the Lady Hawks. Set up to the net to Maddie Vickery, hammers it, but the Lady Hawks keep it alive and return it. Hit by Wisenhunt, popped high in the air, Stroud, and Wisenhunt with another blast, but they kept that alive, and they returned it. Hit by Stroud, popped up, and over it went, and again a double hit. I wonder if they call that on Stroud, as she kind of did push it toward the net. But if you're going to be a stickler, you know, and now checking in is Aubrey Oliver. Well, Aubrey Oliver is in there. Here's the Lady Hawk serve, hit by Stroud. Oliver sets it up, and Sadie Washburn had her shot blocked, but they blocked it out of bounds. That's a point for the Lady Cats, and they trail 6-4. And Maddie Millsap is now in to serve. Good to see Aubrey Oliver in there. Here's Maddie's left-handed serve. Second shot for the Lady Hawks. They got it over. Stroud high in the air. Ball was sent over and then pushed over by Autumn Tanton. Lady Hawks set up toward the net. It was not a very good setup. She couldn't finish it. She had to pop it up, and it stayed on the Lady Hawks side. Lady Cats now within 6-5. Maddie Millsap with a chance to serve into a tie game here. Lady Cats trailing by 1. Serve on the way. Second shot by the Lady Hawks, and she couldn't clear the net. That was that youngster, Katie Ferguson. And we're tied at 6. Millsap will continue to serve here. Maddie ready to go here. And got it across. And the Lady Hawks set it up to the net. Hit by Stroud. But she hit it over toward the Lady Cats bench. Didn't get a good hit on that one. And Pleasant Grove back out in front, 7-6. And now serving is Macy Adams, a senior. And Adams gets it over, hit by Autumn Tanton. Oliver sets it up. And a good finish there by Sadie Washburn. And we're tied at 7. And Sadie Washburn now back to serve. I was impressed with this young lady, very first scrimmage that I saw her in. against Cumbie. There's a ball pushed over the net. Lady Cats keep it alive, and Millsap gets it over. Lady Hawks set up the net. Oh, it was partially blocked by the Lady Cats and stayed on their side. So Pleasant Grove back out in the lead, 8-7. And their libero is now serving. This is Sydney Hopkins. They named a county after her. There's her serve, dug by Millsap. Oliver sets it up. Abby Bear's shot was blocked out of bounds. Point for the Lady Cats. We're tied at 8. And checking in to serve is Taylor McElfresh. Impressed with this young lady. She's made herself important with her digging and serving. Has earned court time. And there's a shot over by the Lady Hawks. Stroud sets up Oliver and then blasted by Tanton, but too long. And the Lady Hawks are up 9-8 with Katie Ferguson getting ready to serve. We're in set 2. Lady Cats won the first one. Ferguson serve, hit by Stroud. Oliver sets it up over by Tanton. Lady Hawks set it back too far, and Autumn Tanton made them pay. She jumped up and put the ball down on their side in a good spot. We're tied at 9 here in set number 2. And back to serve now, Aubrey Oliver. Oliver's serve, a good one. Lady Hawks set up the net, blocked by the Lady Cats. The Lady Hawks keep it alive and got it over. Hit by McElfresh. Oliver pops it up, and Bear put it just across the back line. Close, but only counts in, what do you say, something in hand grenades. Washers, I guess, would be. Horseshoes. 10-9. Here's the Lady Hawk serve, hit by McElfresh. Oliver sets it up. And, Maddie Vickery tried to get it across and could not. The Lady Hawks are now up 11-9. That was also the same score in set 1. The Lady Cats came back to win that one. And the serve by the Lady Hawks, hit by McElfresh. Oh, and a couple of Lady Cats almost collided and then didn't get much of, neither one of them got much of a piece of the ball. And now the Lady Hawks leading 12-9, but they also had that lead in set 1. Another serve for the Lady Hawks, hit by Stroud. Oliver sets it up. Oh, Tanton hammered it, and the Lady Hawks keep it alive and returned it. Don't think it ever went across the net. Now the ball is set up, and Vickery with a hard try for a finish, and the Lady Hawks keep it alive, but young lady couldn't clear the net. Lady Cats down by 2, 12-10. And checking in to serve now for the Lady Cats will be Sadie Stroud. Their libero. I like when they say that in Italian, libero. You look it up on the internet to get a pronunciation. There's the second shot and over by the Lady Hawks, but too hard. Looked like they were taking a pot shot there at Justin Manus. He probably would say, hey, hit them all at me you want to if you're going to go out of bounds with it. Lady Cats down by 1, 12-11, served by Sadie Stroud. Lady Hawks, oh, what a great finish there by Ferguson. That sophomore looked like a big-time player on that, and she really hammered that one. And Pleasant Grove leading 13-11. And checking in off of their bench to serve now is Ella Nichols. This is the first of 2 games tonight. Match with Nevada Community to follow. Here's a ball up at the net. Sadie Washburn hits it. Lady Hawks keep it alive. And got it back across. Good dig by Oliver. Stroud pops it up. And Vickery got it back across. Now a hitting violation. A 2-hitter against the Lady Hawks. So the Lady Cats again back to within 1 at 13-12. Autumn Tanton back to serve. And Autumn gets it over. Lady Hawks will set up the net. Oh, and went off a Lady Cat net, people. And Pleasant Grove back up 14-12. And in off the Pleasant Grove bench to serve now is Macy Young. She is young. She's a sophomore. Macy's serve hit by Tanton. Oh, she and Stroud kind of ran into each other, and it went not in a good direction. Nobody could get to it. Pleasant Grove up 15-12. Young with another serve hit by Tanton. Oh, it went where nobody was. 16-12, and Justin Manus has seen enough of this tomfoolery, with Pleasant Grove leading here in set number 2 by the score of 16-12. Lady Cats won the first set by the score of 25-22. And let's take a break right here, and we'll be back in a moment. So Pleasant Grove leading 16-12, and Macy Young is serving for the Lady Hawks as they've widened out a 4-point lead here. Young serve hit by Stroud. Oliver will set it up. The shot blocked, and Lady Cats can't get it back. Pleasant Grove by 5, 17-12, as they've kind of taken over here in set number 2. And Macy Young with another serve coming. Gets it over, hit by Tanton. Oliver will set it up to Maddie Vickery, and she hit it off of a Lady Hawk, and they're going to get it back. They did return it. Tanton will pop it up. Oliver will set it up, and oh, what a nice finish by one of the Lady Cats. One of those Washburns. I'm blocked out by the official, and it was hard for me to tell which one did that. It's one of the Washburns. 17-13, and now Maddie Millsap serving. Gets it over. The Lady Hawks will set up the net, but she hit it wide. That was Ferguson again. And hit it wide. The Lady Cats are back to within 3 at 17-14. Millsap with another serve coming. And Maddie's serve on the way, a good one. Oh, it's going to be an ace. It went off of a Pleasant Grove player and headed to the back wall. Maddie Millsap, also a softball player. Several of these players, like Sadie Stroud, are as well. And Millsap with a serve. There's the second Lady Hawks hit, and it was just cleared the net. And Lady Cats, Sydney Washburn returned it for the point, and the Lady Cats are down just by 1 now, 17-16. Millsap with another serve, chance to tie. Lady Hawks pop it up again, got it across. Sadie Washburn returned it. And then a hard hit by one of the Lady Hawks. I believe that was at Macy Adams. And Pleasant Grove up by 2 now, 18-16. And back to serve is Macy Adams, a senior. For the Lady Hawks. Got it over. Oh, it's good. Lady Cats watched that one thinking it was going to go wide, and it hit inside their court, and Pleasant Grove up 19-16. Again, they're threatening to tie this match up here. And Adams with another serve here. Over it goes, hit by Maddie Millsap. Oliver pops it up. Sadie Washburn had her shot blocked. Sydney Washburn hammered it back over. Lady Hawks return it, popped up Sadie Washburn. Oliver pops it up back to Sadie. Oh, and she finished nice with a strong kill. It seems like Sadie Washburn does not hit anything softly. She just murders that ball. And she really does kill the ball. Lady Cats down 19-17, and Sadie Washburn serving. Oh, she hit that one into the net. And Pleasant Grove again up by 3, 20-17. Their libero now serving, Sydney Hopkins. Millsap hits it. Oliver sets it up to Abby Bayer. But the Lady Hawks keep it alive on their side and return it. Sydney Washburn pops it up. Oliver sets it up to Sydney, and she punches it over. Lady Hawks will set up the net. And a good finish by Ferguson. Maddie Millsap got a fist on it, but couldn't do much with it. And now the Lady Hawks are up 21-17. as they're getting close to tying this up here. We just need 4 more points. Served by Hopkins into the net. Lady Cats down by 3, 21-18. And Taylor McElfresh checks in off the bench to serve. Taylor serve. There's the second hit, and over it goes by the Lady Hawks. Hit by Stroud. Popped up Oliver, and Tanton gets it over. Lady Hawks set up the net, feathered it over. Oliver hit it. Hit by Millsap, and Bayer returns it. But the Lady Hawks keep it alive. They set up the net. Blocked by the Lady Cats, but hit back on the Lady Cats side. They set up the net. Abby Bayer, and Abby got it over. And a violation on the Lady Hawks. Lady Cats are down by 2 now at 21-19. And another serving coming up here by Taylor McElfresh. Gets it over. Ball set up to the net. Blocked by the Lady Cats. And that was Autumn Tanton or Abby Bayer, I believe. And Lady Cats have stormed back within 21-20. And timeout taken here by Amy Colvins, the head coach of the Pleasant Grove Lady Hawks. So we're in set 2. The Lady Cats trail 21-20, but they won set 1, 25-22. Let's take a break here, and we'll be back in a moment. Taylor McElfresh ready to serve. All the freshmen have disappeared over to the auxiliary gym. I guess David Carrillo's JV is through playing over there against this Pleasant Grove JV. Good serve by McElfresh. Returned again, a big time kill there by sophomore Katie Ferguson. That's a good-looking young player there. 22-20, and Ferguson back to serve. Right-handed, hit by Taylor McElfresh. Oliver, and then floated over by the Lady Cats. And they're back to within 22-21. And Aubrey Oliver back to serve. Oliver serve, a good one. Second Lady Hawk shot, and the third one goes over. Hit by Oliver. Stroud pops it up. And Vickery's shot was blocked by Ferguson. Well, she gobbled that up just like a veteran. That's a name to remember in a couple of years. Katie Ferguson from Pleasant Grove. They lead 23-21, hit by Stroud and Oliver. Maddie Vickery, big, hard finish, but wide. Oh, and that one hurts. Everything hurts at crunch time, and Justin Manus will take time out with Pleasant Grove on the verge of evening the matches at 1 apiece. They lead this set 2, 24-21. Lady Cats won the first set, 25-22. We'll take the break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. And back to serve for Pleasant Grove now is Grace Pickelman. Grace with a jump serve, hit by Stroud. Oliver pops it up to Maddie Vickery. She gets it across. Second shot by the Lady Hawks, and over it goes. Stroud hits it. Oliver pops it up, and McElfresh got it over. Lady Hawks set up the net. Blocked by the Lady Cats. Was it blocked out of bounds? I believe it was. And that's going to be the end of set number 2, and we're tied 1 set apiece. Blocked by the Lady Cats, but out of bounds it goes. So we are tied 1 set apiece. Again, the Lady Cats won the first, 25-22. Pleasant Grove came back to win set 2, 25-21. So tied at 1 apiece, and the teams will go back to their original courts with the Lady Cats to our left and Pleasant Grove to our right. And we'll be back with the start of set number 3 right after this break. Just about ready to get started here for set number 3 as Pleasant Grove kind of came out of that huddle in dribs and drabs. They kind of one person, then another, and then another, and of course they've got another 22 seconds on the clock. The official up in the Eyrie is talking to, they've got some new flag personnel. I think both of those young ladies were with the freshman team, and They were apparently urgently called over to the auxiliary gym to begin their match with Nevada Community. Lexi Wisenhunt will serve to get us underway here in set number 3. Each team has won a set. They've both been fairly close, all the points in the 20s. Lady Cats winning 25-22. Pleasant Grove 25-21. Wisenhunt serve. Oh, an ace to get us going. Get right off the foot of the libero for Pleasant Grove. I didn't think that was going to clear the net, but it was such a low flight over the net that they couldn't do anything with it. Wisenhunt with another serve. That one didn't make them over the net. We're tied at 1. And serving for Pleasant Grove is Grace Pickelman. Gets it over, hit by Bayer. Wisenhunt pops it up to Vickery. She hammers it. The Lady Hawks keep it alive and return it, but hit it wide. Their libero got it across, but it drifted wide on her, and the Lady Cats are up 2-1 with Sadie Stroud serving for the Lady Cats. Stroud serve. All set up to the net, and they push it over, hit by McElfresh. Wisenhunt sets it to Tanton. Lady Hawks keep it alive again, but we have an illegal situation. I think somebody slid under the net for the Lady Hawks. Lady Cats leading 3-1. Another serve coming. Sadie Stroud. Good serve. Lady Hawks set it up to the net. Got it across. Ooh, that almost nailed Sadie Washburn in the face, but she dive bombed away from that, so they couldn't do much with it. Lady Cats leading 3-2, and Pleasant Grove server, I believe, is Ella Nichols. And she gets it over, hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt will set up Sadie Washburn. Oh, she left that one short. And we're tied at 3. Another serve coming now by Nichols. Gets it over, hit by McElfresh, and set up to Vickery, who pushes it over. And the Hawks push it, the Lady Hawks push it back over. Third hit for the Lady Cats, and there's a good finish by Vickery. Hawks with a big, strong hit. There's the second shot, and Tanton got it over. Lady Hawks set up the net. It went off Wisenhunt and went sideways. Lady Cats even survived the ball up in the ceiling that changed its trajectory considerably, but couldn't do anything with that one, with a pretty big, strong finish there for the Lady Hawks. I believe that was Maddie Morris. Another serve for Nichols here as Pleasant Grove leads 4-3. Dug by Sadie Washburn. Wisenhunt pops it up to Vickery, and she hit it off of one of the Lady Hawks, and they couldn't return it. We're tied at 4. Autumn Tanton back to serve. I expect Autumn to be playing college volleyball somewhere next year. She is a really good player. Gets a good serve. Set up for the Lady Hawks. Their shot blocked, and the Lady Cats keep it alive. Tanton gets it over. Lady Hawks send it right back toward the net. They missed the shot, though, along the sideline. Lady Cats point, and they lead 5-4. Coach Manus said that Autumn's volleyball IQ very high, and that's a great compliment from a coach. And there's a ball blocked, and the point for the Lady Hawks. The Lady Cats blocked it, but they blocked it out of bounds, either that or into that what looks like a radio antenna, and that's out of bounds. Tied at 5. Serve for Pleasant Grove, hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt will pop it up, and Tanton gets it over. Lady Hawks set up the net and push it over. Vickery pops it up. Wisenhunt sets up Sydney Washburn. Lady Hawks keep it alive and push it over, but that went too far. A one-hopper right into Justin Manus, who showed those excellent hands there. Lady Cats up 6-5. And they need a server. Tanton served last time. I don't think you can consecutively serve, and here comes Maddie Millsap. Lady Cats up 6-5. And Maddie serve on the way, a good one. Lady Hawks will set up the net and over, hit off of Stroud, and then nobody could do anything with that. And I think Sadie wanted to take a kick at that one. That kind of flustered her there. 6-6. And serving now is Macy Adams for the Lady Hawks. We're tied in sets, so 1-1. Here's Adams' serve. Hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt sets up Sydney Washburn. She hit it. They're going to say in on the back line. It looked long to me. But the young lady with the flag right down there, probably not 7 feet away from it, called it good. Lady Cats leading 7-6, so good kill there by Sydney Washburn. Sadie Washburn with a serve. Pleasant Grove sets up the net, blocked, and the Lady Cats are celebrating, and Coach Neal is over there, the middle school coach. Used to be a trainer, an athletic trainer, and he signaled in. And the Lady Cats lead 8-6. With Sadie Washburn serving, gets it over. There's a second hit, and over it goes, hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt sets it up to Sydney Washburn. She blasts away. The Lady Hawks keep it alive, and I got it, you take it. That happens every once in a while. Everybody kind of gets away from it like it's a skunk. Lady Cats leading 9-6 as we play here in set 3. Timeout taken on the court. Each team has 1 set. We'll be back with more of set 3 action right after this. Pleasant Grove breaking out of the huddle here in set 3. Lady Cats leading 9-6, and Sadie Washburn will continue her serving here, gets it over. Lady Hawks set up the net, dug by Millsap and Wisenhunt, and then Millsap got it back across. Almost got a kill on there. There's a return block by the Lady Cats. Pleasant Grove got it back over. Wisenhunt flings it. They'll set it back up. Tanton sends it up Wisenhunt, and punched over by Sydney Washburn, who got the kill. Lady Cats up 10-6. And Sadie Washburn back to serve again. I believe she's had 3 in a row. Gets it over. Up near the net, pushed over, hit by Wisenhunt. Popped up Tanton over to Abby Bayer, who pushed it. I think she pushed it just past the back line. Pushed it a little hard there. And it's 10-7. Libero now serving. Sydney Hopkins for the Lady Hawks. Hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt pops it up to Abby Bayer, who got it over. Lady Hawks return it. That'll go back across the back line. Nicely called there by Coach Neal. 11-7, and Taylor McElfresh in off the bench for the Lady Cats to serve. And Taylor serve. Lady Hawks second shot, and over it goes, hit by Stroud, and couldn't do much with it and couldn't get it to a teammate. Lady Cats lead 11-8. And Katie Ferguson is now back to serve for the Lady Hawks. Gets it over, hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt will set it up. Abby Bayer. Oh, Abby with a good finish. She put it in a very nice spot. Point for the Lady Cats. They lead 12-8. And Wisenhunt is back to serve for the Lady Cats. Gets it over. And the Lady Hawks tried to hit the ball real hard and couldn't clear the net. Lady Cats up 13-8. Another serve coming from Lexi Wisenhunt, her second year on the varsity. Gets it over. Second shot, and over, but blocked by the Tanton and Vickery combination. Makes it 14-8. Wisenhunt with another serve. Lady Cats begin to charge a little bit here. Another good serve by Lexi. Lady Hawks set it back and then got it over. First shot, and Lady Cats can't. That went into their bench. And it's 14-9 with Pleasant Grove serving. And serving will be Grace Pickelman. She's a senior. Serves that ball right-handed. Gets it over. Hit by Bayer. Went backwards. McElfresh pops it up, and Stroud got it over with a nice strong hit to the other side. Set up by the Lady Hawks, but either blocked or it hit the top. I think it was blocked by the Lady Cats. Autumn was in there somewhere. Had somebody else, I believe Vickery, over there with her. 15-9. And Sadie Stroud back to serve for the Lady Cats. Sadie with a nice serve. Second shot and over by the Hawks. Dug by Wisenhunt. Over by McElfresh. The Lady Hawks set up the net. Got it across. Oh, a good dig. And a third hit is over by McElfresh. Nicely done, Lady Cats. Lady Hawks, they got it across. It went off the fist of Sadie Stroud, and then nobody could get to it. So it's 15-10. And Ella Nichols is in to serve. She looks like she's about 5'0". But, that's the thing about volleyball. If you can dig that ball off the floor and serve, you don't have to be, a big, tall young lady. There's a second shot by the Lady Cats, and Sadie Washburn hit right to the back line and ruled out on the hit. So it's 15-11. Another serve coming for Ella Nichols. Her serve over, hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt pops it up to Tanton, hammered it, but the Lady Hawks keep it alive and push it back over. Wisenhunt over to Stroud, who pops it up. Maddie Vickery, and here, nice strong kill by Maddie. Went off of the Lady Hawks net people and then settled in on their side. 16-11, Lady Cats lead, and Autumn Tanton is back to serve. Maybe the first year Autumn on her as a member of the varsity volleyball team had to play without her, what I call partner in crime, and that was Kaylee Jefferson. They were a great pair in basketball and volleyball. Good serve by Autumn. Autumn hits the ball high in the air over to Wisenhunt and punched over by Vickery. It went across the back line. We have a 16-12 game. And checking in to serve now will be Macy Young for the Lady Hawks. Gets it over, hit by Stroud, popped up by Tanton. Wisenhunt got it over. Lady Hawks will set it up toward the net. Oh, it went off Stroud. Not a lot she could do with that. That was a hard hit, and she did the best she could with it, but couldn't do much with it. And Josh Williams is in the gym. We saw him over by what we call Boardwalk and Park Place, VIP section. Good serve by the Lady Hawks. Wisenhunt sets it up. Vickery hammers it, but the Lady Hawks keep it alive and returned it. Stroud with a Wisenhunt to Sydney Washburn, and she hit it off of a Hawk player, went into their bench. So point for the Lady Cats. They lead 17-13, and Maddie Millsap is in off the bench to serve for the Lady Cats. Millsap puts a little curve on that ball and tries to slice it like a tennis serve. Hit by the Lady Hawks. They'll set up the net. Went over. Stroud popped it up. Hit to, Tanton and Millsap collided as Millsap. I thought Autumn was going to hit it fading backwards toward her back, but she let it go, and Millsap got hit by Tanton and couldn't do anything with it. 17-14. Pleasant Grove back to within 3, and here's Adams with another serve. Hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt sets it up. Sydney Washburn. That was set kind of too much into the net, and Sydney couldn't dig it out of there. 17-15 now in this one. Pleasant Grove making a comeback here. Adams with another serve. Blasted it across. Oh, an ace. Split a couple of Lady Cats. 17-16. Timeout taken, Justin Manus. as the Lady Cats lead has dwindled to a single point at 17-16. They had a 6-point lead at 14-8, but now 17-16, 1-point lead. Lady Cats still lead here in set 3, and each team has one set in the game. We'll take a break with them, and we'll be back in a moment. And ready to go back to play here. Lady Cats leading 17-16, and Macy Adams, outside hitter, and whatever DS stands for. Here's her serve, hit by Autumn Tanton all the way back across, and Lexi Wisenhunt kept blasting it, trying to get it over the net. Hit it twice. You can't do that. We're tied at 17. It was 17-13 at one time, so Pleasant Grove has rallied back here. Here's Adams' serve. That's going to be over. That was wide, long, something. And I had a pretty good view of that in front of Coach Neal over there, and I think that was a good call. 18-17, Lady Cats lead, and Sadie Washburn back to serve. Gets it over. Lady Hawks' second hit, and over it goes, but blocked by either Abby Bayer or Sydney Washburn. And the Lady Cats up 19-17. That was a big point. And Sydney Washburn back to serve again for the Lady Cats. Sydney serve on the way, Sadie Washburn. And there's a nice finish by, again, that Ferguson. She has been an animal. 19-18. And their libero, now Sydney Hopkins to serve in this tight match for set 3. Hopkins, right into the net. She's done that a couple of times, and that's just a killer. Lady Cats leading 20-18. Of course, he used to be very critical of the Texas Rangers, and my mom sometimes would say, I don't think they meant to screw up. Okay, Mom, I won't be so tough on them. Here's Taylor McElfresh. Gets it across. The Lady Hawks set it up, and then they finished. Again, that was Ferguson. She hit it off Lady Cat net people. And the Lady Cats lead is down to 1 at 20-19. And Ferguson is now back to serve. She gets it over. Hit by McElfresh. Wisenhunt sets up Tanton, and she gets it over. They set up the net. Went off McElfresh. Wisenhunt gets it over. Abby Bayer, who got it over. Lady Hawks scrambling around a little, but they returned it. And did they ever? They hit it right down the line and got a point. And we're tied at 20. Boy, this has been a really good match. With each team scoring in 20 points in 3 games, and this one will too. We're 20-20. There's a serve by Ferguson off Stroud, Wisenhunt, and over by Autumn Tanton. Lady Hawks will set up the net. Autumn Tanton returned it, but she hit it twice. It was like she blocked it and then hit it. And now the officials are going to talk it over. I don't know the rules well enough to tell you if you can even do that. Autumn blocked it and then hit it over. And whatever the ruling was, the crowd was not appeased. Went against the Lady Cats. I think they're going to play the point over. So we're going to play 20-20 over again. There's Ferguson's serve hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt pops it up, and Millsap gets it all the way back across. Lady Hawks set it up to the net. Got it over Millsap. And Wisenhunt tried digs, and they couldn't do anything with it. And the Lady Hawks leading 21-20. And Ferguson to serve. There's this one coming right down to the stretch, just like the first two. Served by Ferguson, hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt pops it up. Autumn Tanton, a strong hit, but the Lady Hawks return it. It'll go back across the back line. Taylor McElfresh almost hit that ball. But she stayed away from it as it went deep. And we're tied 21-21, and here's Lexi Wisenhunt for the Lady Cats. Gets it over. And the Lady Hawks move away from the ball again. That as a coach, that's got to just say, no, why did we do that? Amy Colvins would say. 22-21. Wisenhunt with another serve. There's the second Lady Hawk hit. This will have to go over from the middle. It does. Wisenhunt pops it up. Stroud called for it, pops it up to Vickery. She hammered it right up at the net, set up by the Lady Hawks. It was a wide hit and no deflection. Lady Cats a big point. They lead 23-21, and timeout taken by Amy Colvins with Pleasant Grove. Lady Cats leading in set 3, 23-21, and each team has taken a set in this one. So we'll take a break and be back with more of set 3 right after this. Lexi Wisenhunt will continue her serving. She's had 2 in a row since it was tied 21-21. Alexi, a good serve. Up near the net. Pushed over, but blocked by Autumn Tanton, but the Lady Hawks kept it alive. Hit by Wisenhunt and then Stroud. Vickery rips, and the Hawks hit it up toward the net, but it ended up near the scorer's table. 3 straight points for the Lady Cats with Lexi Wisenhunt serving after the score was tied 21-21. Wisenhunt with a chance to serve it out here. Just heard a flash from a camera. Wisenhunt right across the top of the net. Lady Hawks set it up. Blocked by the Lady Cats. The Lady Hawks got it back across. Hit. Oh, like 3 Lady Cats came together and kind of bothered each other. And the point for the Lady Hawks were at 24-22. And now serving is Grace Pickelman for the Lady Hawks. Still set point Lady Cats. Hit off Bayer. Wisenhunt pops it up. Tanton floated it over. Lady Hawks keep it alive. Get it up near the net. Oh, and it went off Abby Bayer. Point for the Lady Hawks, and it's a 24-23 game. And Pickelman with another serve. Still, this is the 3rd set point that the Lady Cats have had, and now Coach Justin Manus wants a timeout. Lady Cats leading in set 3, 24-23, and each team has won a prior set. So we'll be back with what we think will be the conclusion of set 3 here right after this break. Both teams breaking out of the huddle now, and Grace Pickelman to serve again. They survived a couple of set points. They were down 24-21. There's Pickelman's serve, hit off a Stroud, popped up by Bayer and over by Vickery. Lady Hawks will set up the net. And, a hammer job. I thought it went wide. But nobody made any signal, and Lady Hawks were dancing a dance, and it's 24-24. And that is 3 straight points by the Lady Hawks to get back in this one. Another serve coming for Pickelman. Here's the big serve. It's over. Hit by Lady Cats, and they get it over to Tanton. She hammered it, but the Lady Hawks kept it alive. Goes off Wisenhunt. Nobody up there. It went right into the Irie, and none of the Lady Cats could get over there. And Pleasant Grove with 4 straight points has surged into the lead, and they now have the set point at 25-24. And Grace Pickelman serving yet again. Her serve on the way. Hit by McElfresh, set up. A Tanton shot blocked it, hit her off the top of the head. The Lady Cats returned it. Lady Hawks set up the net, and it hit back on the Lady Cats side, and they can't do anything with it. Pleasant Grove has come from behind to take a big set at 26-24. Pleasant Grove 2, and the Lady Cats won in sets. Lady Cats won the first one 25-22, but now the Pleasant Grove Lady Hawks have won the set 2, 25-21, and won that set 26-24 after they trailed. They scored the last 5 points to win that set number 3 after they were down 25-21. I would say that's, if you were a fisherman, that was one that got away. Pleasant Grove 2 and Lady Cats 1 in sets. We'll be back with the start of set 4 right after this break. Well, we're ready to get going in set number 4 here. Pleasant Grove leading 2-1, and they will be serving first. And Katie Ferguson will open the serving here for the Lady Hawks. She's a tall young lady. She looks like she may be 6'2" or so. Here's Ferguson's serve. Goes off McElfresh. Set up a Wisenhunt, and Autumn Tanton with a finish. Boy, when Lexi gets a chance, she gives Autumn that chance for the first kill. Almost every set I've seen. Lady Cats leading 1-0. Lexi Wisenhunt now serving. The Lady Cats can be all business here. The serve just clips the top of the net, goes over. Lady Hawks return when back across the back line. Lady Cats up 2-0. Some of the community fans making their way in here. The Braves. We're the home of the Braves tonight. Lexi Wisenhunt with a serve. Oh, went off of Lady Hawk, and the third shot go over. Nice play by Adams to get it back across. Wisenhunt will set it over to Abby Bayer, and that shot did not clear the net. Lady Cats lead is sliced in half to 2-1. And now serving is Grace Pickelman. Grace's serve, dug by the Lady Cats. Wisenhunt high in the air. The Lady Cats returned it. And now a return back by the Lady Hawks. Wisenhunt sets it up to Vickery, who punched it over with a fist. And now a return by the Lady Hawks, and that one went up near the net where nobody could get to it. And we're tied at 2. Kind of been the Lady Cats' luck tonight. Pleasant Grove has been tough to score on. And especially Pickelman. She's been a tough server. Gets it across. Went off Bayer. Oh, goes right one hopper over in the direction of Justin Manus. And Pleasant Grove takes the lead at 3-2 as they try to get out of here with a 3-1 win. They're a long way away in this set, but they're off to a good start. Pickelman with a serve. Goes off Stroud. Wisenhunt sets it up. Lady Cats punched it over. Nice finish, Autumn Tanton. And Pleasant Grove couldn't handle it. We're tied at 3, and Sadie Stroud's back to serve. Stroud got it across, and that one ends up almost, it did end up in the seats. And the Lady Cats are up 4-3. Stroud with another serve coming. Sadie's over the net with it, up near the net, and Pleasant Grove took too much into the net. They couldn't dig it out of there. Lady Cats up 5-3. Stroud with another serve coming. Sadie a good serve. Second shot and over by the Lady Hawks. Hit by McElfresh. Wisenhunt sets it up, and Vickery again punched it over with a fist. Up near the net. Blasted over by Adams. Lady Cats keep it alive. They'll set up Sadie Washburn. Oh, she mishit that, and it floated right into a perfect spot. Her momentum was going down, but she got enough of it to put it right in a good spot, just like she intended to do that. 6-3. And here's Sadie Stroud serve. And set up to the net, but a whistle blows. Illegal double hit on Pleasant Grove, and the Lady Cats are up 7-3 with Stroud serving here. She's had 4 straight serves. Stroud serve, a good one again. Lady Hawks set up the net. They get it across. Wisenhunt couldn't dig that one off the floor. Big, tall lady. That takes a lot for her to get down there to dig that ball. She does it. Not easy. 7-4. And Pleasant Grove with a serve here. And it is over, an ace. Oh, it just floated over. It looked like a miss hit. That was Bailey Graves, the senior. And Bailey Graves makes it 7-5. Lady Cats still up by 2. Another Pleasant Grove serve. Stroud popped it back over. Pleasant Grove will set up the net and got it over. Went off Wisenhunt. Stroud pops it up, and over it goes Sadie Washburn. And Pleasant Grove set up the net. I hope Lexi didn't hit it. She said, I didn't. It sailed out of bounds. And that's a point, Lady Cats. They lead 8-5. Autumn Tanton back to serve. Boy, she did not want to be called for a deflection. I didn't think she deflected it. It was close. Here's Autumn Tanton with a serve. Lady Hawks will set it up to the net. It went off Lady Cat net players and out of bounds. Point for Pleasant Grove, and Lady Cats lead 8-6. Checking in off the bench is Macy Young to serve for Pleasant Grove Hawks. Serve hit by Sadie Washburn, popped up in the air. Tanton will get it across. Set up to the net for Pleasant Grove. And I think a hit out of bounds as it again hit that aerial thing, and you can't do that like an out of bounds, like a foul pole. 9-6, Lady Cats lead. Maddie Millsap serving. Gets it over. Second hit by the Lady Hawks. It's up in the net. Oh, Sydney Washburn rose and really hammered the ball. And a violation against Pleasant Grove. Lady Cats are up 10-6. Of course, they were up 10-6 in set 3, and that was the one they let slip away. Maddie Millsap serving. Got it across. It's the second hit, and the Hawks get it across again. They thought she was taking target practice on Justin Manus, and he said, all day long you want to do that. You're going to hit it wide. 11-6, Lady Cats lead, and a timeout taken by Coach Amy Colvins of Pleasant Grove. We're in set 4. Lady Cats leading this one 11-6, but Pleasant Grove leads in sets 2-1. We'll be back with more of set 4 right after this. Now back to play. Maddie Millsap serving. Lady Cats leading 11-6 here in set 4. Millsap serve, a good one. There's the second Lady Hawks hit. They get it over. Stroud pops it up. Wisenhunt high in the air, and Tanton will feather it over. Lady Hawks keep it alive, set up the net. And, a real hard finish. Sadie Stroud tried for the dig, but nothing she could do. Lady Cats lead trimmed to 4 at 11-7. And Macy Adams serving. And her serve on the way. Hit by the Lady Cats. Second shot, Wisenhunt gets it over to Sydney Washburn. Ball is set up to the net. Oh, and hit to the back line. It was in. Maddie Millsap tried to dig it off the floor. And Pleasant Grove is down by 3 now at 11-8 as they're rallying back behind the serving of Adams. Macy Adams. And the serve on the way, and Autumn Tanton let that one go, and that one went too long. Lady Cats leading 12-8. And Sadie Washburn to serve. Here's Sadie's serve on the way, a good one. Second shot, Lady Hawks up near the net. Oh, they hammered it, went too far. Sadie Washburn and now was the one saying, I didn't hit it. I did not hit it. Point for the Lady Cats are up 13-8. She wanted to hit it, looked like, but maybe something inside told her do not hit. Went long. Here's a good serve by Sadie. It's up there near the net. They'll set up the net. Punched over. Sadie Washburn a dig. Sydney Washburn sets it up. No, actually Wisenhunt to Sydney Washburn. Lady Cats keep it alive. Oh, Lexi Wisenhunt tried to hit it with a fist and get it over. And it went right into the net. Pleasant Grove now trails 13-9. Their libero serving. This is Sydney Hopkins. Gets it over. Millsap with a shot up to Wisenhunt. Abby Bear shot blocked. Popped over with a fist by Wisenhunt. Lady Hawks set it up, get it over, but boy, Sydney Washburn put it right back over, but ended up out of bounds. But there was a deflection off the Lady Hawks before it went out of bounds. They let it go, but they had the deflection. Lady Cats leading 14-9, and Taylor McElfresh back to serve. Taylor's serve, a good one. Lady Hawks setting up the net. Ferguson hit it too hard. It went back beyond the back line. Lady Cats leading here 15-9. Lady Cats storming out here with a 6-point lead. Still need another 10 points though. Found out how elusive victory can be sometime when the other team gets hot. Taylor McElfresh gets it over. Second Lady Hawks hit. This will have to go over, and does. Oh, it was hit real good. And the Lady Cats went off of them and then went out of bounds. Didn't look like a scrambling hit at all. 15-10, Lady Cats leading here in set 4. And now Katie Ferguson serving. Gets it over, dug by Millsap. Wisenhunt sets it up, Abby Bayer. And Abby with a nice finish. Adams got a fist on it but couldn't do anything with it. Good kill by Abigail Bayer, 16-10. And Lexi Wisenhunt serving now for the Lady Cats, a good one. Second Lady Hawks hit, and they got it over, hit by Wisenhunt. Stroud will pop it up to Abby Bayer, who feathered it over, and then Pleasant Grove couldn't get it back. They had one hit on it, couldn't get it over. Lady Cats leading 17-10. Wisenhunt with another serve, and now timeout taken by Amy Colvins of Pleasant Grove. Lady Cats leading here to set 4, 17-10. Pleasant Grove leads in sets, 2-1. We'll be back with more of set 4 right after this. Both teams on the court now. Lady Cats leading 17-10 here in set 4, and Lexi Wisenhunt is serving. And Lexi serve on the way. Oh, no, right into the net. 17-11. And Grace Pickelman is back to serve for Pleasant Grove. Grace's serve is hit by McElfresh, popped up Wisenhunt. And Vickery hammered that ball, but the Lady Hawks keep it alive. They'll set up the net and push it over. Stroud pops it up. Wisenhunt will set it up Vickery, and she pushed it over with two hands. Lady Hawks' third shot is over. Oh, I think that was headed out of bounds and went off of Wisenhunt's fist. She may have tried to pull that back and just couldn't do it. 17-12, Pickelman with another serve coming for the Lady Hawks. Gets it over, dug by McElfresh, hit by Wisenhunt. Oh, this way over there. Stroud tried, it went into the net. That was a long hit to try to get that one over. And the last 3 points have been scored by Pleasant Grove, and they're back to within 17-13 here. They were down by 7. Here's Pickelman's serve, hit by Bayer, set up, and hammered by the Lady Cats, and they'll get that point. Autumn Tanton with a finish. Illegal hit, trying to get it back by the Lady Hawks. Lady Cats leading 18-13. Sadie Stroud serving. Gets it over. Lady Hawks will set up the net. Blocked by the Lady Cats. Ooh, high in the air, just over the net. Sadie Washburn popped it up. And it went up into the ceiling, and sometimes they call that, sometimes they're not. But I'm sure there are ground rules, and that went to the Lady Cats. They lead 19-13. Sadie Stroud serve. Lady Hawks set up the net. Got it over. Dug by McElfresh. Wisenhunt sets it up. Tanton gets it over. Lady Hawks set up the net. Punch it over. Oh, it back line. It just nailed it. There's an honest Sulphur Springs young lady call that in. Leah Abram, I believe that's her last name. It's 19-14. Here's the serve by Pleasant Grove. This lady really serves them over there soft, kind of like Amani Taylor used to. That can be an effective serve, but that one was too soft, and the Lady Cats are up now 20-14, and Autumn Tanton is serving. Autumn serve on the way, got it over. Second hit by the Lady Hawks, and they hit it, went off of the Washburns, and point for Pleasant Grove. It's 20-15, and this is Macy Young serving now for the Lady Hawks. Got it over, off of Tanton. Wisenhunt pops it up to Vickery. Oh, she hammered that one, but the Lady Hawks kept it alive, and they got it back over. Wisenhunt pops it up. Stroud sent it over to Vickery. She hammered it again. The Lady Hawks scrambling, but they got it back across, but they hit it across the back line. They really hammered that one. The libero did. And the Lady Cats leading 21-15. Addie Millsap serving for the Lady Cats, trying to even this match at 2-2 and play a fifth before they'll play Nevada Community in a second of the doubleheader. Lady Hawks set up the net. Goes off Stroud. Wisenhunt pops it up. Tanton will push it over. Lady Hawks will set up the net. And it was blocked by the Lady Cats, but it stayed on their side. And that was Sadie and Sydney Washburn up there trying to form a wall. Lady Cats leading 21-16, and Macy Adams serving for the Lady Hawks. And the serve is going to be hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt pops it up over to Sydney Washburn. She hammered it. Lady Hawks keep it alive and returned it. Good dig, Sadie Washburn. Wisenhunt up in the air. Sydney Washburn hit it off of one of the Lady Hawks, and it went out of bounds. Point for the Lady Cats. They lead by 6, 22-16. And Sadie Washburn, a very good server, back for the Lady Cats as they try to get into a fifth set here. Sadie serve on the way. First hit and the second by the Lady Hawks, and they got it over. Hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt high in the air. Abby Baer went up there with the big girls, and she finished it over into the Lady Hawks side. Boy, she just took on some tall players there from Pleasant Grove and got the point. Nicely done by Abby Baer. 23-16. Sadie Washburn the serve. Oh, into the net. 23-17. And libero now Sydney Hopkins serving for Pleasant Grove. They're down 23-17. And that serve, ticked the top of the net. Second hit by the Lady Cats. Stroud gets it over. There's the second Lady Hawks hit, and they got that over. Tanton sends it up to the net. Wisenhunt sent it over. Lady Hawks, they finished off of Lady Cat net, people, and it went all the way almost in the stands behind Justin Manus. That was really killed. And boy, some Lady Cat really caught a lot of that ball. Hope they're okay. 23-18, Lady Cats 5-point lead, and here's Hopkins' serve. Hit by Millsap. Wisenhunt sets up Abby Baer, pushed it over and hit the corner for the Lady Cats. 24-18. And Taylor McElfresh checking in for the Lady Cats as they try to get into a set 5 here. They've got set point. They can make it 2-all here. McElfresh serve. It's up near the net. Lady Hawks get it over. Tanton hammered it back. And then the Lady Hawks could not return it. Boy, that one that just creeps over the net, and Autumn Tanton made them pay. And the Lady Cats win this one. And we're tied 2-2 now here in this first match. The second match, by the way, was supposed to start at 6 o'clock. It's 10 after. Well, we have business to attend to. We've got another set to play. That match against Nevada Community initially set for 6:30, so they may make that. We'll just have to see. Probably not. That's probably even going to be later than that. But we're tied 2 sets apiece. Lady Cats won the first 25-22. Then Pleasant Grove won the next 2, 25-21 and 26-24. And then the Lady Cats won that one in pretty convincing fashion at 25-18. So there's a set 5 coming up. It'll be to 15, and we will deal with that when we come back right after this break. As we're going to a 5th set between Pleasant Grove and the Lady Cats. Lady Cats took the first and the 4th, and Pleasant Grove took the 2 in between 2 and 3. So we have a set 5, and I believe the Lady Cats, I don't know if they had to flip or figure out who's serving here. It would be the Lady Cats' turn if you did it that way, but Pleasant Grove will actually serve first, and they will have Ferguson back there. And there's a serve on the way hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt will set it up. Oh, and Tanton couldn't clear the net. Looked like that was set up a little bit short. Anyway, Lady Cats now have it on their side. Tanton gets it across. Pleasant Grove leading 1-0 here to 15. Nice finish by Lexi Wisenhunt. She looked at the official after she hit it like she might be called in the net. That was not the case. And we're tied at 1, and Lexi's now back to serve. I think she was just checking to make sure that official didn't get her in the net or something. Good serve by Lexi. Ball set up to the net. Oh, the Lady Cats got a block. That was either Tanton or who's next to her there? Abby Bayer. Lady Cats leading 2-1. The race for 15. This is a sprint here. And here's Wisenhunt with a serve. Oh, it ticked the top of the net and went over and burned Pleasant Grove. The Lady Cats are up 3-1. The luck of the draw, oh, not the luck of the draw, but the luck of the net there. Lexi's next serve gets over. Pleasant Grove will set up the net. They hit it across the back line. The Lady Cats are up 4-1 as they have charged out to the lead here. And Wisenhunt with another serve coming. He's had 3 in a row. And got another ripper. Got up into the net, and Autumn Tanton got high into the air and just dumped it on the side for the Lady Hawks. Lady Cats leading 5-1 as they have roared out of the gate. They're already a third of their way there with a 5-1 lead as each team has taken 2 sets. We're in set 5. Let's take a break here and we'll be back in a moment. A lot of talking going on there, down 5-1. Lexi Wisenhunt with another serve for the Lady Cats. She gets it over. Lady Hawks will set up the net and hit wide. Lady Cats up 6-1. And Wisenhunt serving now will continue. She's had 5 in a row. Started serving at 1-1. And she got it across. It's up near the net. They set up the net. That lady went underneath the net, but the officials did not see it. Her big size whatever shoe went under that net. And the officials missed that one. 6-2. You got to be looking for it. I was. Pleasant Grove serve now. They're down 6-2, and Pickleman serving. Hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt will set it up, and Autumn Tanton. It was set a little low for Autumn, and she couldn't get it across the net. It's 6-3. Got to get that in her wheelhouse. A little bit higher. Pickleman serving now. As Pleasant Grove back to 6-3. Hit by Stroud. Wisenhunt sets it up. Tanton feathers it over. Lady Hawks keep it alive. They'll set up the net, push it over. Wisenhunt pops it up. Stroud pops it up. Bayer will send it over. Lady Hawks will send it back to the net and they get it over. Good dig there by Vickery. Set up and over by the Lady Cats. Lady Hawks set up the net again, and they got it over. It went into Lady Cat net people and ended up on their side. And Pleasant Grove is now stormed back with 3 points of their own, and they trail just 6-4. This is the 15. Winner take all here in this set. Pickleman with a serve hit by McElfresh. Set up. Tanton with a strong hit, but the Lady Hawks keep it alive and return it. Dig by McElfresh. Popped up Wisenhunt, and Bayer pushes it over again. Hit the corner. Oh, that's another one that settled right into the corner for Abby Bayer. Perfect spot. Lady Cats up 7-4. Sadie Stroud serving. Sadie a good serve. Lady Hawks set up the net. They got it over. Dig by Stroud, but nobody could get to it. Wisenhunt tried, but Pleasant Grove back to within 7-5. And this is that young lady that gets the ball so softly here. This is Bailey Graves. She put a little more oomph than that, got it over. McElfresh. Wisenhunt sets it up. Vickery, her shot blocked, and it cost the Lady Cats as they can't get back there to it after the block. And Pleasant Grove, after being down 6-1, they're back in this match. They're down by 1 at 7-6. Another soft serve coming from Bailey Graves, the senior. And she gets it over. Hit by Sadie Stroud. Over by Wisenhunt, but a violation. It'll be a hitting violation on the Lady Cats, and we're tied at 7. Timeout, Justin Manus, as we're tied at 7 here in set 5, and you knew we would be. I mean, everything's been even here. Both teams have 2 sets, and here the battle to 15 is at 7-7. Let's take a break here in set 5, and we'll be back in a moment. Both teams back on the court, and Bailey Graves ready to serve again for the Lady Hawks. And the hit across, hit by Sadie Washburn. Wisenhunt sets it up, It was hit back on the Lady Cats side. They're going to have to get this one over, and they do. Vickery. Lady Hawks will set up the net. A hammer job with a block, but it went out of bounds. Point Pleasant Grove. They're up 8-7. And Graves with another serve, and she's had a good little run of serve here of about 3 in a row. Gets it over. Hit by McElfresh. Wisenhunt sets it over. Tanton popped it over. And they're going to call a violation on Pleasant Grove on the hit. Or a violation, so we're tied at 8. Autumn Tanton's back to serve. This has been a tight one all night long. I would imagine 15-13 or something like that's going to end up. Good serve by Tanton. Lady Hawks set up the net. Blocked by the Lady Cats, but the Hawks get it back. Stroud hits it. Set up to a Vickery, who hit it off of the Pleasant Grove players, and it went out of bounds. Point for the Lady Cats. They're up 9-8. Tanton with another serve. Here's Autumn's hit on the way. Second Lady Hawks, her sets up the net, and she blasted it right into the net. 10-8. Tanton with another serve. Should like to string some together here. Autumn, oh no, he's hit Maddie Vickery in the back of the head. It was so low. 10-9. And this is Macy Young now serving for Pleasant Grove. Teams just can't get a run against each other. They're going to keep it tight. There's Young's serve hit by Tanton. Wisenhunt will pop it up to Vickery. And she got a good kill just inside the back line. Nice kill by Maddie Vickery. The Lady Cats leading 11-9. And Madison, I almost said Madison, Maddie Millsap is serving. I don't know what that's short for, or that may be her real name. I have no idea. I've never heard her called anything else but Maddie Millsap. Here's a serve on the way. Hit by the Lady Hawks. The second one, this will have to go over, and does. Hit by Millsap. Set up Wisenhunt. Sadie Washburn, she blasted it, but it went back behind the line. Unless it was deflected, it was not. And the Lady Cats lead is 11-10. And back to serve now has been a good server tonight, Macy Adams. And her jump serve is over. Dug there by Tanton. Set up Wisenhunt to Sadie Washburn. It went back behind the back line again. We're tied at 11. Who wants it the most? Who gets the next 4 points? And you can take this one home with you if you're Pleasant Grove, or you can keep it right here if you're the Lady Cats. Serve, a good one, hit by Millsap. Wisenhunt pops it up. Tanton got it over. Lady Hawks will set up the net and hammered it. It looked like, oh, they're going to call it in. A call of in. It was a close call and ruled in, and Pleasant Grove with a 12-11 lead. Adams with another serve for the Lady Hawks. Jump serve is over. Hit by Stroud. Popped up into the air. Millsap will get it over. The Hawks again will set up the net. They hammer it across the back line. 12-12. And Sadie Washburn now serving for the Lady Cats. And Sadie serve on the way, a good one. Lady Hawks will set up the net. Hammer it over, the Lady Cats can't return it. Pleasant Grove up 13-12. Ferguson with that good finish. If I was one of their players, I would make sure she got a lot of touches at the net. And back to serve now is Ella Nichols. Now serve on the way. Hit by Millsap. Wisenhunt directed it back across. Pushed over by Pleasant Grove. Wisenhunt did it again. It's up to the net. Pushed across. Stroud pops it up. Wisenhunt will set it up to Abby Bayer. She pushes it over. The Lady Hawks guarding that line now. Get it over. Dug by Tanton. Bayer will pop it up. And Sydney Washburn gets it over. These are huge points here. And now pushed over by Pleasant Grove. Tanton sends it toward the net. Wisenhunt directs it over. The Lady Hawks up to the net. They push it over, and the Lady Cats got one fist on it, couldn't do anything with it. And it is set and match point for Pleasant Grove as they are up 14-12. Timeout taken, Justin Manus, as he tries to find the words to say to get his team to the finish line. But right now, Pleasant Grove in the driver's seat as they're at 14-12, leading in set 5, and each team has taken 2 sets. Let's take a break, and we'll be back to wrap it up, we think, right after this. The chance to wrap this up for Pleasant Grove. They're up 14-12. They've taken the last 3 points. Go from 1 down to 2 ahead. There's the serve, a good one, hit by Millsap. Wisenhunt pops it up. Abby Bayer got it across, and it's a point for the Lady Cats. A 1-point game, 14-13. And Taylor McElfresh checks in. Lady Cats need another point to even it up. Here's McElfresh's serve. She was getting ready to serve, and then a timeout was taken by Abby Colvins. That had to be nerve-wracking to have to stop that serve after you started and hope that they didn't count that. But the timeout had been taken. So Lady Cats trail 14-13. And we're in set 5. We're going to keep it right here because both teams are breaking quickly out of the huddle. Obviously, Abby Colvins thought of something she wanted to tell her team before that serve. And now here's Taylor McElfresh having been properly iced, I guess, like they do a field goal kicker. And let's hope that doesn't happen. No, a good serve. There's the Lady Hawks' second shot, and the third one's over, dug by the Lady Cats. Wisenhunt sets it up. Tanton, no, please put it up short. Wait a minute, point for the Lady Cats. There was a violation on Pleasant Grove. I thought it was all over. We're tied at 14. Lady Cats burned up one of their lives, perhaps, one of those 9. Here's Taylor McElfresh with a serve. Another good one, almost an ace, up near the net. The battle at the net, and it was won by Wisenhunt going up against Ferguson. And the Lady Cats take a 15-14 lead. McElfresh serving again. Here's Taylor. She gets it over, a good one, almost an ace again. It is an ace as they drive it, but couldn't get it over the net as they dug it out. The Lady Cats, an improbable 16-14 win after I thought they were gone. I thought they had suffered the last point there at 16, well, whatever it was. It would have been, I guess, let's see, Pleasant Grove was leading. Well, they were ahead 14-13, and I thought that they had gotten their 15th point. They said there was a violation on Pleasant Grove that tied it at 14, and the Lady Cats with Taylor McElfresh serving got the final 2 points, and the Lady Cats win this thriller by the score of 3-2. Now, we will have a match coming up very shortly with Nevada Community. And we're not sure how long they will let both versus the Lady Cats probably rest. I don't know that they will do any practice. And then the young ladies from Nevada Community will want to get out there and warm up some. So it'll be a while, but doesn't really matter for those watching replays. They come up as Doug schedules them. Lady Cats win this one 3-2 over Pleasant Grove. They won the first set 25-22. Pleasant Grove won the next two 25-21, 26-24. The Lady Cats took set 4, 25-18. And then they took set 5 by the score of 16-14 after I thought they were defeated. I thought Pleasant Grove had gotten the 15th point, but they had a violation called by the officiating crew here. And the Lady Cats win 3-2 in dramatic fashion. And so Doug Hastings shooting video for the replay that you see here. I'm Don Julian with play-by-play. And once again, final score here from Wildcat Gym. The Lady Cats of Sulphur Springs beat the Pleasant Grove Lady Hawks on the score of 3-2. And that's going to do it for this one. We appreciate you tuning in, and so long, everybody.